All right, so we got this really interesting article from Wired on Español, and it's tackling this question of why ad agencies are having such a tough time selling AI and innovation projects to clients.
Right.
You would think an industry that's all about, being creative and pushing boundaries would be all over this. So let's dive in and see what's going on.
Well, the article points out this this paradox right off the bat.
Yeah.
Agencies are known for pushing boundaries, coming up with these wild ideas.
Right.
But when it comes to these strategic decisions around AI, they're often left out of the conversation.
It's almost like they're being penalized for being the, creative types instead of being seen as the ones to lead this charge.
Right.
Brands are turning to, well, let's be honest, kind of boring consulting firms.
Right.
Or just straight up tech companies. I mean, no offense to the consultants out there, but you're not exactly known for your, super wild ad campaigns.
No, not really.
Right.
That's exactly the point that the article's making.
Okay.
That agencies are kind of getting stuck in these operational roles, and these big strategic decisions around AI are happening elsewhere.
And to add insult to injury, the article says this is partly the agency's own fault.
It does.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So what's the deal? Where are they going wrong?
One of the big issues the article highlights is this this thing that they call the interlocutor problem.
The interlocutor
problem.
Okay.
Which basically means they're kind of stuck pitching their ideas to the wrong people.
Okay.
They're focused on these marketing teams who are laser focused on these short-term goals.
Yeah.
Like leads and sales.
Well, yeah, I mean, those are the metrics that marketing teams live and die by.
Exactly.
Right.
But here's the catch. That short-term focus makes it incredibly tough to sell these big, innovative, long-term projects.
Yeah.
Especially when they involve something like AI. It's like trying to convince someone to invest in a retirement fund.
Okay.
When they're worried about making rent next month.
Oh, yeah.
I
can see how that would be a problem.
Yeah.
That makes total sense.
Especially with something like AI or AR, which are still relatively new and unproven in the eyes of a lot of people.
Yeah, and that leads into, I think, another key point that the article makes.
Yeah.
This inherent risk aversion that exists in most marketing departments. Like they're doing their job by prioritizing proven methods, clear ROI, but that creates this wall for agencies that are trying to introduce something truly new and cutting edge. So it's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Brands only want to adopt new technologies when they're already mainstream and proven. But that often happens long after agencies initially tried to get them on board. Like, oh, generative AI. Sure, we'll try it now that everyone else is doing it and it seems safe.
Exactly.
Right.
The article uses this term, cycle of inertia.
Okay.
Which I think perfectly captures this problem.
Yeah.
It forces agencies into this position of following trends instead of setting them.
Right.
And that's a tragedy.
Yeah.
For an industry that prides itself on disruption.
Speaking of missed opportunities, the article uses generative AI as a prime example.
It does.
Like everyone's jumping on the bandwagon now.
Right.
With tools like ChatGPT, Claude Midjourney. But just a few years ago, agencies were really struggling to get brands interested in generative AI.
Right.
Because it was seen as risky and unproven.
Because it was new.
Right.
And they even highlight Publicis, this ad agency giant that's been experimenting with generative AI since 2017.
Wow.
They're finally getting some recognition for it now. But back then, it was a tough sell.
I guess it really is true what they say.
What's that?
Being early is the same as being wrong.
Yeah.
At least in the world of advertising.
I guess so.
Right.
The article even includes this anecdote.
Oh, really?
From one of the authors.
Okay.
About a generative AI project they worked on back in 2017 for this major beverage brand.
Wow.
The whole thing got shelved.
Oh, no.
Due to budget shifts.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Talk about a missed opportunity. I mean, imagine if that project had gone through.
Right?
They could be light years ahead of the competition right now.
Exactly. And while all this is happening,
yeah,
guess who's swooping in to fill the void?
Oh, boy.
Consultants.
Okay.
And tech companies. They figured out how to position themselves
right.
as the go-to partners for these big strategic decisions around AI.
Okay, but why are the consultants winning this game?
Well, they've learned to speak the language of executives.
Okay.
They talk about data, scalability, transformation,
All right.
all those buzzwords that align with the
Yeah.
C-suite's big picture thinking.
Yeah.
You know, all that.
So they're basically framing AI
They are.
as a business solution, not just
not a shiny new toy.
Cool new tech toy.
Right.
Right, but hold on.
Yeah.
Shouldn't agencies be emphasizing what makes them different?
You would think so.
Right, not trying to play the consultant's game.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
The article makes a really strong case for agencies having a unique advantage here.
Right.
They're the ones who know how to take these new technologies and weave them into compelling consumer experiences.
Okay.
Think about it. Consultants might build the framework.
Right.
But agencies are the storytellers.
Yeah.
They know how to connect with the human element.
So in a way, they each have a crucial piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Do you think there's potential for collaboration here?
That's an interesting thought.
Could agencies and consultants actually work together to bridge that gap between the tech and the human side?
That's a really interesting idea.
Yeah.
But the article also points out another major hurdle that agencies need to overcome.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
And it's all about their narrative.
Okay, what do you mean by narrative?
They often struggle to explain the value of their technological capabilities in a way that resonates with those decision makers. They're speaking different languages.
Right.
Agencies get really excited about the cool tech.
Yeah.
But executives want to know how it impacts the bottom line.
Right. So it's not enough to just say, hey, we can do this amazing thing with AI.
Right.
They need to show how that amazing thing translates into actual business results.
Exactly. And that's where the consultants often have the upper hand.
Okay.
They target the right decision makers. They tailor their solutions to specific business needs and sometimes even go so far as to own the code of their products.
Wait, owning the code?
Yeah.
That's pretty hardcore.
It is.
Isn't that getting away from what agencies are good at?
A bold strategy.
Are we saying they need to become tech companies now?
It does make them indispensable.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it ensures their continued involvement, whereas agencies can sometimes be seen as more replaceable.
Right.
Like a vendor you hire for a specific project and then move on.
Okay. I can see how that would create a sense of urgency for agencies.
It does.
So what's the solution?
What?
How can they reclaim their position as these catalysts for innovation?
The article offers some really practical suggestions.
Okay.
One is to broaden their network.
Okay.
Don't just focus on those operational marketing teams.
Right.
Reach out to decision makers in departments like innovation, digital transformation strategy. Get those conversations happening higher up the food chain.
So it's like they need to climb the corporate ladder a bit.
Kinda.
Get in front of the people who are actually calling the shots on these big innovation projects.
Right.
Yeah.
Another suggestion is to build hybrid teams.
Okay.
Integrate tech-savvy folks like data engineers, AI specialists, even those strategic consultants that we're talking about.
Bring that expertise in-house.
Bring that expertise in-house.
Right.
Or they could form strategic partnerships with tech companies to offer a more comprehensive package of services.
Right. Acknowledge the gaps and find the right partners
to
fill them.
Exactly.
Kind of like a creative dream team.
Yeah. And maybe the most important piece of advice the article gives is this: agencies need to prove the value of their ideas.
Okay.
That means investing in pilot projects, developing proof of concept examples that showcase the viability of those innovative solutions.
So don't just talk the talk, walk the walk.
Exactly.
Show, don't tell.
Show, don't tell.
Right.
Create those tangible pieces of evidence that their innovative solutions can deliver in the real world.
And all of that needs to be communicated clearly, right?
Absolutely.
Yet you were saying they need to bridge that language gap.
That's the final piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
Education. Demystify these emerging technologies for their clients.
Right.
Explain how they can be integrated safely and effectively into business strategies.
So it's about becoming more than just a creative vendor.
Right.
They need to position themselves as trusted advisors, the guides who can lead clients through this ever-changing technological landscape.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the key.
Wow, this has been a really eye-opening conversation.
Yeah.
It sounds like agencies are facing some serious challenges.
They are.
But they also have a huge opportunity here.
They do.
If they can adapt.
Right.
But let's bring this back to you, our listener.
Yeah.
What does all of this mean?
That's a great question.
For someone who's not in the advertising world.
And I think this article actually highlights a problem that goes way beyond advertising.
Okay.
This tension between wanting innovation, but also needing those proven results.
Right.
That's something we see in so many industries, right?
You're totally right.
Yeah.
I'm already thinking about how this applies to healthcare education, even government. There are always those early adopters who are pushing for new technologies, but actually getting the whole system to buy in.
Right.
That's a completely different story.
It is.
All right.
And who often gets lost in that struggle? The people who are closest to the customer.
Right.
The ones who are actually in a position to implement those new ideas and make a real difference.
Right.
It's like they're stuck in the middle.
It's like they have all the passion and the creativity, but they don't always have the power or the resources to really make those changes happen. So this deep dive into the ad agency world, it's actually a window into a much bigger problem.
It is.
It's about how we as a society learn to embrace those new tools and approaches without throwing out everything we already know works.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance.
Right.
And the article gave us some pretty solid advice for how to do that. Even if you're not running an ad agency, build relationships with those key decision makers.
Okay.
Diversify your skill set, prove the value of your ideas, and become a resource for others.
Right. It's like a mini guide to navigating this ever-changing world of innovation.
It is.
No matter what field you're in.
Yeah.
So to wrap things up, agencies are at a crossroads.
They are.
But they're not down for the count.
Not yet.
They have a unique set of skills.
They do.
That is still incredibly valuable. It's just about learning how to adapt.
Yeah.
And thrive in this new landscape.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Right.
But I'm going to leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
Something to ponder as you go about your day.
Right.
The article focused on ad agencies.
Yeah.
But what other industries are facing these same challenges when it comes to adopting new technologies?
That's a great question.
And what lessons can they learn from what these agencies are going through?
That's a fantastic question. And we'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your insights with us.
Please do.
And let's keep this conversation going.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep learning.
Keep learning.